rival Orange. Analysts say there are concerns the acquisition will result in higher prices for consumers. So for more, Ajay Sunder joins us now. He's Senior Director for ICT Practice Asia at Frost & Sullivan. Hi, Ajay. And what are the broader sort of implications for this deal and whether it goes forward?
Yeah, I think, fundamentally telecom, especially from a service provider, the industry is a bit dynamic, where profitability is very closely associated with your market share. So you're closely seeing, even in the markets of Asia, where, service providers who are third or fourth in terms of market share are trying to increase their market share. And the easiest way or the fastest way you can go about it is by acquiring one of the players. And that's what Hutch is trying to do here. Overall, I think they're currently fourth. And the challenge for Hutch right now is because the regulatory constraint is that leaves the number of operators in Austria to 3, which for any markets is a bit of concern for regulators in terms of how it will lead to overall effect on pricing. And that's what I think the regulator is taking their own sweet time in terms of giving a go-ahead or a green light to this particular merger.
Now, Ajay, this may sound naive, but why is it the case that each country potentially across Europe should have 2, 3, more than that in terms of local providers? Is there not a way of maybe putting this in the broader context of the European region?
I mean, more than 3 operators we have fundamentally seen, over a period of time, the 4th or 5th operators, even in emerging economies, they are facing profitability challenges. So the number of operators, 3 to 4, definitely seems much more reasonable, right? And the regulators, I think their main concern is that about pricing, how it will impact the overall end consumers in the long run. And they just want to make sure that Hutch will maintain, or will this merger does not basically lead to overall increase in service pricing or some kind of monopolistic setting of prices by the other 2 operators.
And are there any concerns about this being an Asian bidder, or is it simply about pricing in your view?
I think it's just a question of pricing. I mean, I think initially we had seen when some of the other earlier Asian investors had gone ahead and invested in Europe, there was a bit of concern. But I think this is just normal regulatory due diligence, and 2 to 3 quarters for regulatory due diligence for such a kind of acquisition is considered normal in any case. So I don't think it's Asian investor coming in which is causing a big concern here.
And you expect then, when we look down the line, that this will go forward?
I don't see a big challenge, especially with Hutchison now announcing their MVNO, their partnership with MVNOs and their open pricing for MVNOs. So that gives a big push to convince the regulators that Hutch is very open and they will be looking at stable prices moving forward for end consumers.
Okay, Ajay Sunder joining us there from Frost & Sullivan. Ajay, thanks very much.